JCC Voices, sponsored by Guardian Storage. Thank you. We have two very special guests here. Thank you for letting us be a fly on the wall with your own personal conversation. I'm Leah Kamon. I am here with Mike Solomonov and Adeena Sussman. Thank you both for being with us.
Thanks for having us. And thank you, Guardian Storage, for making this happen.
I love it. Thank you. So I just want to, we're about to have a wonderful, really special, meaningful event down here. Adeena, you are on the back end of your tour. Mazal Tov. Zariz is now a New York Times bestseller. Congratulations, Mazal Tov.
Thank you.
Michael, welcome back to Pittsburgh.
It's so good to be here.
We love it. We love it. We all, the one question everybody told me to ask you, I'm not going to ask you.
Yeah.
You know that question.
I do know that.
You know, but
before or after, it's like kosher restaurant. When are you opening in Pittsburgh? Like those are the two,
VD, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But we are not going there. But I wanted to kind of start the conversation. I should share with you both. It's especially meaningful to me. I was born and raised in Nahariya. I moved to Pittsburgh when I was 9, my mother's hometown. Michael, you and I have a similar story.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that Uri Buri was my neighbor in Nahariya all those years ago. Went to school with his daughter. And I think, when I think of where I first saw you, Adeena, was in the movie with Mike around kind of the culinary experience around the modern Israeli table. And I wanted to share, if you could, a little bit with you both telling me, how did you guys first get to know each other? And did you realize you were kind of pioneers, if you will, for this modern Israeli table?
We're just pioneers and goofing around.
That's it. That's it.
I think we first met actually when I wrote about Mike when Zahav opened in 2000. I used to be more of a food journalist. Now I'm a cookbook writer. And I remember driving to Zahav and, I had heard so much about this guy. And, we chatted a little, but I just remember the hospitality was, Mike is just known for he just brought out so much food and love on the table and spent time around the table. And then just over the years, I don't know how it happened.
I think that so I remember that, and then I remember you and Jay coming in and eating.
Yes.
And then it was like when you were going to move back.
Right, I was moving to Israel.
I feel like it was like I was getting to live vicariously through Adeena, and I think that we have a language that probably a lot of us share, which is like our soul is kind of split a little bit, and we feel a little bit out of place in the States. I feel certainly more out of place in Israel, just because I'm used to people saying please and thank you mostly, and less so now. But I feel like we could just relate on such a visceral level, and in this world there's not a lot of people that you can, so it's just much easier for us to communicate.
Yeah, like I would feel 100% comfortable having you speak for me about Israel or about food and how we approach it, like without even asking you. I hope that's okay, because I do that for you.
Totally, and I think I look a lot to Adeena because I think she articulates the way that I and so many of us feel. She happens to be an amazing writer and very, very intelligent, and so I look to her, I think, to help sort of narrate my own feelings.
And then I would say when you came with your whole crew to Israel and you brought some journalists to Israel, I invited you guys over for a Shabbat morning meal.
Right.
And we were living in a 4th floor walk up, and it was probably 90 degrees, but I had decided to make kubana bread.
Kubana with the caramelized onions, fresh almond milk.
Fresh almond milk.
With the coffee. And
my cold brew.
The way that, when you walk into the JCC after not being here for so many years and you feel an embrace, that's what like going to Israel and being at Adeena's house is like for me. It's like those are two very safe spaces. And I feel like the 4th floor walk up is kind of reminiscent of the Israel that I grew up with, going to my grandmother's apartment in Wood. Your place is a lot fancier.
We're so bougie now. We have an elevator in our new place.
Elevator.
There was something special about that.
I'd say property value is a little bit different between Lud and where you live in Tel Aviv also, but really just sort of amazing. And I feel like there is something that is so childhood and nostalgia, you can't really shake it, you know?
Maybe it's, we both give the same warm embrace. I do it from a home setting and you do it from the restaurant setting, but we do exactly the same thing.
Same mission, maybe, right?
Yeah, and just always about just killing people with food, overloading them with deliciousness.
Well, and that's a Jewish tradition, right?
Of
Welcoming
course.
people to the table. But I think
Yeah.
what you guys are able to do, whether through the cookbooks or online and the restaurants, is really invite people to get to know and understand a different Israel than what we see in the headlines.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I wanted to just talk a little bit about that. How did you, obviously I don't think you guys were intentional to become the spokespeople, if you will, for
No.
Israel or
No.
Zionism or anything of that nature, but how do you take it? And of course it comes with the good and the bad, if we will. But how do you feel that being able, because I always feel that when you talk to somebody and you bring them, invite them to a meal
Yeah.
at your home, you get to know them in a different way and then you kind of break down barriers.
Want to take that one?
Gosh, that's a softball of a question. Breakdown barriers. So I would say that with Zahav, I wanted to help explain a country that was misunderstood. I did not think that 18 years later that job would be harder. And I feel like it's funny, the spokesperson, whether it's official or non-official, Hasbara, we're sort of in it. And sometimes, I think that we're proud of who we are. We're obviously Zionists, and we care very much about the Israel that we love, the Israel that my brother died defending, and the Israel that I think we as Jews come from. And I think that what is funny is that now that comes with sort of a but where you're like, we don't necessarily agree with everything happening, But the older that we get, maybe the more we realize that this is like a single standard, that whether you're either from Israel, born in Israel, pro-Israel, whatever that means, you have to always sort of answer and explain. And it's kind of the only place where you have to do it. And so,
I think we get to do it through the plate, which is a lot, honestly, I wouldn't say easier, but it's more demonstrative than words, actually,
Totally.
and more expressive and more expansive.
more straightforward too, right?
Yeah, and you can put down a plate that encompasses, on one plate, like 10 different cultures that all eventually melted into Israel. And just say, like, here it is. And, like, even after 25 years of doing that, like, I get the chills saying that somehow.
Right. Sometimes through conflict, oftentimes
Yeah.
through commonality, this
Yeah.
food all ends up in the same place.
And, obviously talking about Israel has become so loaded, and people always ask me, like, well, how do you do it? And what do you say? And I just say, I like to show, not tell. Like, for me, like, food is the ultimate show, and it does the tell on its own.
Yeah.
And it invites questions, and of course provides pleasure and nourishment, and, like, those are such Jewish and Israeli values as well. And it just kind of, I think that's just not for me. 10 years ago, I was, co-authoring celebrity cookbooks and was maybe going to move to Los Angeles, and my whole life took a big turn when I met my now husband, and it was obviously meant to be. I had already loved the place and was writing about the place and visiting the place, and
Yeah.
I moved to the place and became a permanent part of the place.
I would say that also too, with the way that you communicate with social media, you're not lecturing people, you're not telling people how to think, you're just
No.
showing them your life,
Exactly. That's all I do is show my life, and I really try to do it without anger or being pedantic or finger wagging. It just, no one is going to feel better about my life if I make them feel ashamed of their own feelings about.
Right.
I want people to explore and to, like, delve deeper and to maybe have a different understanding, and telling people that how and what they do is wrong is the wrong way to go
Right,
about
or how to
it.
think. Totally.
And that's not how I am in my regular life. So why
Right.
would I be like that in my food life or my life about Israel? you
Well,
know?
and I would say that also, without getting too deep, there is, the messaging sometimes that comes from the top in Israel doesn't hit well with most people. And I
Right,
feel
but
like
obviously we're on the payroll,
we're on the PR, right?
so
Headline.
Well, it's so funny.
we're so not on the payroll.
No.
I was like I like volunteered to be
Yes.
the Ministry of Tourism person, and now
Oh.
everybody's mad at me for that. You were taking money. I'm like, do you think that the Israeli government would cut a check? I'm like, have you ever tried to get money from the Ministry of Tourism? You know how that, we're on the payroll.
Bureaucracy itself.
That would be what Shloshima Agarot per day.
Right.
Come on. All right, listen, I have to
Yeah.
take a little break really quickly
Yes.
to explain to you what I've done.
Right, please
I
do.
folded
This
an
is
origami crane,
incredible.
which is going to go out. We are in the Healing Center,
Yeah,
right?
1027 Healing Center.
1027 Healing Center, which was created in the JCC after the Tree of Life shooting. It is a place where you can come. There's a clinician on site. I love it.
That's it.
That's
awesome.
So basically, I'm doing this for the Healing Center, and I made a tiny little frog, and I'm gonna blow air into its tush to inflate it.
Oh my
You ready?
gosh, Mikey,
Amazing.
So when I was a
this
kid,
is incredible.
I was an origami master,
Oh my
and I used to make origami earrings and sell them, and that is how I paid for EKC, which is Emma Kaufman Summer Camp, which is the JCC summer camp in West Virginia.
That's right.
How full is the
That's
circle?
amazing. So this began here in Pittsburgh, your
Began here in
origami.
Pittsburgh with me really sucking at sports and obviously and having to do origami, but I used to make these like little frogs and cranes, right? So this is my contribution.
That is amazing.
Mike, you are
You're
glowing.
impressed.
Being in
You are.
Pittsburgh, you guys
I'm
you
so
steaming
happy
from
here. I
ear
love
to
it
ear.
here.
It's
Well,
like
you spent a lot of time in this building, right?
This is a really special
it's
place,
incredible.
And the fact that we get to close out the Zari's book tour here at the JCC in Pittsburgh is like so meaningful. You have no idea,
it's meaningful.
We had Pamela's pancakes today.
We
She
did.
came from the airport to Pamela's, and I was like, first stop, we're getting pancakes.
I love
right? Guys, this
What
is
more could you want?
right. This is it.
And
This is
Adeena, the
it.
fact that you get to come to Pittsburgh for the first time with
Oh.
Mike
Oh.
is like, what more could you want?
Well, he's been my tour part. I think this is our 6th event that we've done together.
I'm her roadie.
He's my roadie.
Security, hype
did-
man, whatever you want.
A dinner and an event both in Miami and in Philly. We did something else too. Oh, we did a Shavuot event for your chefs.
Right.
And Philly chefs, and now here.
That was
so.
amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mike decided to do something for all the Jewish chefs in Philly, not who work for him. In the afternoon on Shavuot, they made cheesecake from my book. Everyone came around, hung out. It was schmoozing, just being in community. It was really amazing, and some
Yeah.
of the chefs really needed it. I could
Oh my
tell, and
gosh.
said that they just don't have enough of that in their
Community.
lives. Yeah,
Well-
so you provided that, which was so beautiful.
You provided it, and we got to make your cheesecake, which was great. We ate a ton of bamba.
We had a lot of bamba.
And
We dipped
we
the
did-
bamba in the Lebanon whipped cream.
Oh my god, that was so good.
That was
very
That's
good.
some new
With some
ones.
tea.
So is that in Zari's? You want to tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind the cookbook?
I mean, there is bamba in the cookbook, of course.
To be clear, yeah.
So, but the book is, I would say, it's my take on simple cooking. And I wrote it in the year after October 7th. So I've been talking about simple cooking for complex times. And I was on book tour for my last book, Shabbat, which I also roped Mike into doing some things for.
My god, well, the Shabbat dinner that we did at Zahav was like the most healing dinner ever. Do you remember
Yes.
that? That was right after.
It was right
October 7th.
after. It was so incredible.
Yeah.
And then I got back to Israel in November 2023, and the country was still reeling. It wasn't PTSD. It's still not PTSD. It's still trauma.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I needed to work on a book, and I realized that I needed this simple approach to cooking, really stripping everything down to the studs, like everything. A lot of Jewish people, I think, have been looking at what's important, who in your life is important, what in your life is important, what's meaningful. A lot of other things fell to the wayside, and so that was kind of how I approached cooking, of course, with my usual sense of whimsy and fun. So Bamba, I grew up eating Rice Krispie treats, so instead I made a marshmallow Bamba crispy treat.
It's just, she's a genius.
I cannot wait to make that.
It's so good, but think about what we were talking about before, where sort of emotionally you feel like you're in two places. Creativity, creatively speaking, it's the same thing. Genius, and that is what Adeena does. She sort of creates. It's like a new cuisine, basically. It's
There's
like
the Tina Magic Shell.
Oh my God, which we've completely appropriated. We culturally appropriate from Adeena.
Please, I love my full permission.
We do it.
You have
we
my
do
permission.
It.
Yeah, and
we
like
give her
things
credit.
like that. And I made a sloppy Joe for this book, but I called it a sloppy Yossi because it has harissa and preserved lemon and olives, and it's in a pita instead of on a bun. And so, a lot of things are coded with my two homes and my strong connection to both communities. The book tour, people keep saying you must be tired because it's been extensive, but I'm actually the opposite. I'm so energized, and I'm still very much an American Jew, even though I'm also an Israeli Jew, and so being with my people and seeing the way people connect with my work in the book, and I'm connecting to them, that I think that really shows up in my cooking and in the pages of the book.
Well, certainly on the tour, because I think our communities are just so excited to have something positive, right? It's like it's like a service for American Jewry, right?
And they're doing service for me just by coming out and loving on me, and I go back feeling like my tank feels full.
It's affirming.
It's affirming, and it's my books are written for American people, so I get to see everyone telling me what they're cooking every day and what they love, and because a lot of them are Jewish, what they don't love, which I also love.
Right. Of course. Yeah, you really feel.
Yeah, so it's been and the book itself, it still has the look of an Adeena cookbook, amazing photos, natural Israeli sunlight, no flashes, 100 recipes. They all fit on one page each.
That's amazing.
Each have 12 ingredients or fewer, which we call about mitzvah's worth of ingredients over here.
I love it.
And but lots of flavor, really distilling everything down to what packs the most punch, all those things that we love, even many Israeli or Middle Eastern, harissa and preserved lemons and trina, obviously our shared favorite food, but also things like miso, which and hoisin, which has Chinese five spice in it. So
what did you put hoisin in?
I did the hoisin harissa glazed lamb chops.
Sick.
Which are just so simple but have so much flavor, because both harissa and hoisin each have 10 elements in them.
Right.
So you're getting it's a 20 ingredient condiment by using 2 ingredients.
I feel like that also tells the story a little bit of Squirrel Hill, because when I grew up here, there was one Chinese restaurant in Forbes, and it was only deli, bagel places, Judaica stores. And now there's hand-drawn noodles, and I'm this is some American Jewish Christmas Eve joke happening in real time. It's amazing. Jews are obsessed with Chinese food, actually, so
obsessed.
It's great.
Maybe that'll be another cookbook down the road.
I was going to say, if you guys started kind of brainstorming about your next book or your next enterprise
talk about
together.
That. I feel like we brainstorm every day about the next trips that we lead, the next book that we do, the next show that we do.
We're working on things. We are working on things together.
That is awesome.
Which is the biggest joy is just to work together, be together, be
being with your friends, your family.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Great.
So
it's the actual best.
Yeah.
She called me. I was traveling, and she was at my house
without him,
without
me,
and
anyone basically.
And she was I just got some club soda and I'm hanging out, and I got pictures of my daughter hanging out with her, and I was I wrote you this. I was it gives me so much joy. I was sitting in an airport in Salt Lake City, and it was this makes me so happy,
Yeah.
That is, friends that are family. There's nothing better.
Totally.
What do you think each of yours comfort food would be? If you were going to make, you were coming over to Mike's, what do you think the one dish you want him to make, and vice versa?
I mean, Mike like makes amazing like I think of like summer grilling like kebab with amazing fresh tuna and pitas that he slaps on the grill and some salad and just like juicy kebabs full of seasoning and fresh crunchy Israeli salad and amazing whipped tuna that you just prepare. I mean, does that sound accurate?
Sounds accurate. I mean, I feel like my body is 25% kebab. Anyways, and she's had kebab with my Bulgarian father.
Oh yes.
Before, so it's like she sees it all.
Yes.
Yeah, and then me, I would say like we use your tomatoes. We in our company, we're like Adeena tomatoes. Like we need to like in this like that's it's almost just an adjective for the way that we cook, you know, and it's so I feel like
I didn't know that. My roasted cherry tomatoes.
We literally talked about it with Jaffa. We were thinking about a dish there, and the conversation started with Adeena tomatoes. Everybody in our company knows what that means.
That's phenomenal.
Wow.
But I don't know. I just feel like whatever it is that she makes is genius. During Pesach, again, you know, my business partner and I, you know, we're trained chefs. We own 20 restaurants or whatever. We talk about what she makes for like during the entire Chag of Pesach all the time. So anything she makes, but going over to your house and having the coffee and the almond milk and whatever it is that you're working on, that to me is what I want.
And fridge clean out food.
Oh my God,
that's always making
best.
Like, you know, a pasta.
That's what I want to do if I come over in August. I want to just clean out your fridge and make stuff.
Done.
Can we do that?
We're done.
That's
the shariot, as they say.
Exactly. Those are the best meals, always.
Always. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for opening up your home to our home here at the JCC.
Thanks, Mike, for coming with me to Pittsburgh.
I love it.
I love this, and who knew? This is a little unknown secret.
When I quit my day job,
are you guys going to auction these off for your fundraiser?
You should. Yeah.
If I can make origami earrings to fundraise for JCC,
yes,
I'm here.
Done,
I'm here
right?
for it.
I have a feeling you're going to have some.
Wait, do you guys know that's what I did for my bar mitzvah? My bar mitzvah was at the Allegheny Club, which was at Three Rivers Stadium. Not because we could afford to do it, but because we had a long stand. My great grandfather owned a jewelry store in Pittsburgh called Unger's, which was like Mellon Square. And so when Three River Stadium opened from Forbes Field, the Pirates asked my great grandfather if he what tickets he wanted. So we had first row, first base tickets growing up, right? And my mom was a teacher at CDS, and if students did well on tests, she would bring kids to the baseball game, right? And so my bar mitzvah was at the Allegheny Club, and I had to make all of the centerpieces, which were origami centerpieces. So for the entire summer, which we would drive to Orlando and back to visit my family, I was like in the back of the Dodge Caravan folding origami for the centerpieces. So I will come and I will make origami earrings to fundraise for JCC. All right?
What more could we want?
Done.
So that
and I'll be his roadie.
Yeah, you could.
I love it. Here we go. Shana Haba, as they say, next year. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you.